Hello everyone! Today we will be looking at two Tom Krein production knives. Both were released in the Boker Plus product line. The Boker Plus Pocket Bowie, which has been on the market for a while, and the Boker Plus PSK, which was released just a few months ago. PSK is an acronym for Personal Survival Knife. Tom Krein is a highly respected knife maker from Arkansas, USA. Originally, he was an emergency room nurse. He has been making knives since 1994. First part-time, a few years later he went full-time as a knife maker. Tom Krein's specialty were fixed blades at that time, and he made a reputation with regrinding knives. In 2009-2010, Tom made his debut with his first folding knife. As far as I know, he no longer offers the regrinding service and instead focuses on making custom knives. Of course, not everybody can afford a custom-made knife, so it's nice to have the opportunity to get a production knife that at least was designed by a renowned knife maker. The Pocket Bowie and the PSK are not his only production knives. There is also the Boker Plus Grasshopper and the CRKT Dogfish. Both are lightweight neck knives. If you look at these two knives side by side, it's obvious that they were designed by one and the same person. And not only because of Tom Krein's logo on both blades, a bulldog's head, there are a few characteristics these knives share. The overall handle shape is similar. Both handles come with a large rivet on the blade end of the handle and a fairly large tubular lanyard hole on this end. Both knives are full tang constructions, and they come with this nice fiber layer between the black G10 scales and the tang. White fiber layers on the Pocket Bowie and red ones on the PSK. So there are some similarities. However, with that being said, the differences between both knives couldn't be bigger. Just by looking at the size difference, you can probably already guess that the PSK is tremendously heavier than the Pocket Bowie. In fact, it is 2.6 times heavier. So let's go over the specs. The Pocket Bowie weighs 66 grams. The weight of the PSK comes in at 173 grams, and as I just said, that's 2.6 times the weight of the Pocket Bowie, which doesn't come as a surprise when you look at the thickness of the tang. 3.3 millimeters on the Pocket Bowie, 4.7 millimeters on the PSK. As for the lengths of both knives, the overall length of the Pocket Bowie is 14.6 centimeters. The blade length is 6.3 centimeters. The overall length of the PSK is 16.2 centimeters. The blade length is 7 centimeters. So much for the cold facts. Now for the main question. What type of knives are they? Let's start with the Pocket Bowie. First of all, the name Pocket Bowie is a tongue-in-cheek name. The usual connotation of a Bowie knife is a ginormous fixed blade. Calling a small knife like this Pocket Bowie gives an ironic twist to this famous American legend. Technically speaking, a Bowie knife comes with a characteristic clip-point blade and a curved swedge. So does this one. The curved swedge and the upswept cutting edge create a very acute tip. The blade is hollow ground and is made of 440C stainless steel. Given the price point of this knife, the steel is decent. Tom Krein once said that he learned a lot about human anatomy while working as an emergency room nurse, and that this experience had helped him to design ergonomically shaped knife handles. And indeed, the Pocket Bowie provides a very comfortable and secure 3-finger grip. The Pocket Bowie comes with a kydex sheath and a ball chain, so it is supposed to be carried as a neck knife. The sheath retention is pretty tight. I'm not a neck knife guy, but I have a use for a small knife like the Pocket Bowie. I usually slip it into my EDC bag. Yes, the Pocket Bowie is without any doubt an EDC knife. Although it's small, it can handle any everyday cutting task. In my opinion, it's an elegant gentleman's fixed blade. Now for the PSK, the personal survival knife. Honestly, I think this name is also a tongue-in-cheek name. Look, this is not a typical rugged survival knife. There is a certain elegance to this knife as well. You may say it's the elegance of a bulldog because it is so tough and compact. But I consider this a compliment. I mean, it takes a lot of experience to build a knife with a massive 4.7mm tank thickness that still looks elegant. The steel on this one is 12C27 from Sandvik, one of my favorite stainless steels. It takes an edge very easily and holds it pretty well. The blade is a full flat grind, so it's not only a blade with enormous stability but also with very good cutting characteristics. This blade also comes with a swedge, plus there is jimping on the spine. Although the blade itself and this part of the spine are rather short, you might even be able to baton the knife into wood if you really want to do that. The G10 handle is nicely contoured and allows for a secure 3-finger grip. If you have very small hands, you might even be able to hold it with 4 fingers, but for my hands it's a perfectly sized 3-finger handle. The PSK comes with a Kydex sheath and a small tech lock. By the way, the sheaths for the PSK were made by Krein himself. Maybe that's why this sheath provides the right balance between a tight and secure fit and easy withdrawal from the sheath. This knife is definitely not everybody's cup of tea simply because of its weight. If you don't mind the weight, or if you even like to feel the weight of a knife in your hand, well, then the PSK is the right thing for you. Boker and the build quality, a never-ending story. I won't elaborate on this topic too much though. I bought this knife 1.5 years ago, but this is actually my second Pocket Bowie. The first one was a piece of junk and I kept it only for a few hours before I returned it to Boker. If Tom Krein had seen my first Pocket Bowie, it would have been a stab through his heart. Tom, if you happen to watch this, close your eyes now. There was a 1mm gap between one of the G10 scales and the white spacer, as you can see on this photo. There were residues of glue and at some points you were even able to see through between the G10 and the spacer. Plus one rivet on the Kydex sheath was messed up. So I sent the knife back to Boker and got a new one, this one. And the fit and finish on this one is pretty decent, no complaints whatsoever. As for the PSK, the build quality is very good, not perfect though. If you look very closely at the G10 around the lanyard tube, you can see that the G10 structure around this tubular rivet seems to be slightly damaged. But okay, that's a minor issue. Other than that, it's a nicely made knife. All in all, both knives offer great value for money. The Pocket Bowie is an unobtrusive, elegant fixed blade for everyday carry. The PSK is also an EDC knife, but since it is built like a tank, it allows for really heavy-duty cutting tasks. It may work well in the woods too, but I consider it more a tool for urban survival. Finally, my general recommendation with Boker Plus knives is to go to a brick-and-mortar knife store and handpick a knife. Thanks for watching, take care, bye bye.